What's up, y'all? Welcome back to En Pointe, the mindset podcast for dancers, artists, athletes, and creatives. I'm your host, Latte, aka Lottie Dottie. We are back with a very special episode. I'm talking about all the dance differences, the cultural dance differences between East Coast and West Coast dance culture. So here with me, I have my really good friend, Brenda. What's up, girl?
Hi, girl.
Okay.
Hi, Brenda.
And she's going to be going over some of these differences as far as class etiquette, style, training, major dance studios, and so on. I also did a little questionnaire on Instagram. Some of you guys were a part of it. So you might hear some of your answers in there. So we will go ahead and get started. Before we do that, though, Brenda, tell us a little bit about yourself, your dance background, and some of the classes you've been enjoying in LA.
I got you. So my name is Brenda Diaz. I'm an aspiring rising entrepreneur. During the day, I am an accountant, so I'm a corporate girly. And then, but outside of corporate accounting, I have a small fashion boutique called Bossyboutique.
Okay,
so I'm managing that with LA Apparel. It's, a work in progress. And then, I live a double life with dance. Like I'm training, I've been training since I was 7 years old. And then it's always been a love for mine, like definitely a passion of mine, but I just been going all, both sides of the spectrum. It's definitely a balancing act. I'm a Libra, so it's, it's very fitting.
It is very fitting. I love that you said it's both sides it's like two sides of you, because Liz said the same thing. She said that she has her Clark Kent and then her, what is it, Superman?
Yes.
That's Clark Kent, Superman.
Yeah.
Because she's, you're an accountant.
Yeah.
She's an accountant, but then you guys are dancing. I'm a hygienist. I'm dancing. And I feel like a lot of dancers, we have to juggle two things. We have to juggle actual life, and we got to juggle our dance life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard. You can't just full on dance. You'd love to, but you got to juggle both.
You gotta fund the dream. Like, you have to.
You have to fund the dream.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes, you have to fund the dream. Beautiful. Well, before we get into all of the topics I have laid out for us, I want to know if there is any burning difference that you specifically see. Like if there's any one that truly stands out to you, because you have now lived in LA for how long?
So I've lived in LA for about, let's say, 4 months.
Yeah, she's fresh.
I'm fresh, girl. I'm fresh.
I love it.
But I visited and I've done a lot of intensives like outside of that. So before I did my foundation and moved here, I've spent about 2 months here and there just training, taking intensives, and just trying to get acclimated to the environment, because it's definitely different.
It's different.
East Coast and West Coast is just it's been a culture shock for sure.
Yeah. And specifically, so you're from Jersey?
Yes, I'm from Jersey, and I have family in the Bronx too.
Got you.
So it's Jersey and New York are my two hubs. And then the thing is, everyone always gets confused or doesn't know about this, but Jersey and New York are super close to each other.
I don't think I knew where Jersey was, to be honest with you.
Literally, it's literally a 20-minute ride.
Oh, because everything there is squish. See, California's so long, so it takes us 7 hours to get to NorCal, but it's
yes, it's
20
minutes. But depends, because I'm in North Jersey. So I'm in Jersey City, Hoboken, and it's right on the strip of the Hudson River. So it's with traffic, it's gonna take about 40 minutes.
Bitch, that's living here in LA.
But it's just literally to get across the river.
Huh.
That's all it is. But to get to Times Square, it's 20 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking all that stuff. Well, like I said, California's so fucking long.
It just depends. I'm North Jersey, so I can't say for Central and South. I know that would be a different story. It takes me about 30 minutes on train or something.
Right.
But it's very close. Proximity wise, it's a skip and a hop.
Are most of the studios in New York or?
So yes, most dance studios are in New York.
Gotcha.
There is a dance studio called the Beehive in I forgot the area.
Not New York.
But it's we have a beehive in Jersey. But most of the dance studios where everyone trains is in New York.
In New York. So everybody is commuting into New York mostly
Yes.
to get all their training into.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
If anything, I feel like I've started dance training in Jersey, but it's more like company. So like dance companies. So I trained, like my stomping grounds was J&L Dance Center.
Okay.
So like small dance studios, but they done like traditional training such as like ballet, tap jazz, flamenco, hip hop.
Oh, flamenco.
Like, yeah, I took flamenco, girl. You know,
Okay. I'm dead.
So yeah, and then but now I guess like as you grow older and like into like more into your dance career and like what is your niche like behind this, like the industry in general, like that's when you have more of the fusions going on and just like the different styles like of class. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Period. What would you say is your like favorite difference that you've seen so far between living in the two different areas?
So I'm definitely gonna break it down because this is a lot of like
Hell yeah.
there's
It's
a lot of
huge.
differences, girl. So first I'll start with like just the styles of dance.
Got you.
And I feel like geographically, when you're on the East Coast, like we're very close to the Caribbean. So like Caribbean islands, we have a lot of African fusion because, you know, the African diaspora. So
Yes.
there's a lot of just demographically, like a lot of Caribbean and Africans like in the classroom.
And-
So
yeah.
like a lot of our styles are heavy based on like Afro beats and just a lot of Caribbean fusions.
Yeah.
Even though we do have a lot of like traditional training still,
Right.
it's just like the heart and soul is still in that like New York, Caribbean.
It's just part of the culture.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just part of the culture in general.
Do you see that in the music too?
Yes,
the
in
music choices?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, we have like okay, so you know how in New York like there's still like this new wave of genres or subgenres in music.
Right.
We listen to a lot of UK drill and a lot of like Afro beats and like we're very hip heavy on that.
Yeah.
I don't normally listen to that like when I'm here in LA. Like in the radio,
Interesting.
it doesn't really play.
Okay.
Whereas like the radio stations in New York and New Jersey are like Jersey Club.
That's all they're playing.
Like Jersey Club, like, you know, you still have your commercial artists and stuff like that, mainstream, but like they still give like the underground like artists like, this is new right now, Hot 97. Like, you got Funkless, boom, boom, boom.
I be thinking
boom.
of like Jersey Shore, like.
Oh my God, they did us dirty. I swear to God. They did us dirty.
No. Well, that's a different kind of people.
Right.
So that's just.
It's funny because majority of them are in New York. They're not even from Jersey. Girl.
That's fake shit.
Yes.
Oh my God. They lying. Beautiful. Well, let's break this down
Yes.
further then.
So like,
Yeah.
the styles of dance is like definitely Caribbean for New York, whereas LA is a lot more commercial, like a lot
Hella.
more commercial based. So I feel like I also want to point out I'm not a theater girly, but a lot of East Coast is also like heavy on theater too.
That's
So,
what a lot of people were chiming in and saying. Yeah.
yeah. So that would be like styles of dance, and then training wise. I feel like LA is a lot more focused on pictures and cleanliness.
Ooh. Pictures and cleanliness.
Yes. And there's like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a groove or like a ooey gooey that LA gives.
Interesting.
It's funny because when I'm with my friends and we're like taking like pop-up workshops like from choreographers who are based in LA, they have this characteristics in their movement that's just like like it's just like a gooiness to, or almost like a relaxed pocket that
Yes.
they have.
Yeah.
Whereas New York, it's all about the pocket, but it's very energy and based on power.
Yeah.
So like it's like full out, definitely getting to the grooves. Like it's very groovy, but it's just we're not so much on like getting into the picture, I would say.
Yeah. It's more the energy and the essence and the feeling behind it. Yeah. I feel like I see that in your
100%.
dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You know, it's interesting that you say that. I wonder, so California is huge, and I feel like I see that kind of like pocket and that kind of like swag, or maybe I'm calling it swag. Maybe it's two different things, but Bay Area dancers versus LA dancers. So I'm wondering, do you have any, are you specifically talking about anybody in particular? Because I think, is Antoine Troop from the Bay? I think I've heard somebody say that. I hope I'm not wrong. I thought I heard that. When I see Bay Area dancers, I get that like swagger.
That ooey gooiness.
Maybe not the ooey gooey, but a swagger. But I wonder, who are you talking about?
Isabel Caps. She has this goo.
Oh, yeah. I wonder where she's from. Like in California, or if she's from California. You know, she's from California.
I don't know. I think she's from California. Yes,
she's from California.
Yeah.
I want to know where in
I think
California.
she's from the Bay too.
Because I bet you there's a difference between how like NorCal, because I know there is, because I used to live in the Bay, and like the hip hop up there, it had swag. It was not that there's no swag down here, but the swag was different. It had a little bit more like character and like in your faceness.
Yes.
Like here is very polished and clean and picturesque, and somebody wrote in and said cheerleaderish. I don't know. I don't know like specifically maybe who they're looking at. I feel like when I'm looking at just hip hop dancers in general, though, there's that swagger, that like coolness. Yeah.
100%.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's something I'm definitely as a dancer trying to achieve, like
Right.
my happy medium, like within like having this big energy like from New York, and just kind of trying to embody like that feeling still while I'm like sticking to that cleanliness and that picture while I'm telling the story, which is kind of hard.
That shit's
like,
hard to do all them things.
If you in the moment, girl, like I'm gonna lose myself. Like
Right. I feel like it's hard for dancers to do that though, to bring the energy, because they're so worried maybe about being so polished.
Yes, 100%. Especially when like LA is a lot more focused on like commercial and like it's I feel like there's a lot more emphasis like in the classroom too.
Yeah.
Like of that commercial based and being polished like within your movement, but still being grounded, like related to your audience.
Yeah.
Because if I can't feel anything, then what's
I don't
the
care.
point? Yeah, like what are you doing?
care.
Actually, like,
What are we doing here? I feel you.
but yeah, and then like just the etiquette too is like a whole different ball game. Like to transition to that, like I'm trying to explain like how LA and New York, like it's everyone is going through the same goal.
Yeah.
So like just as dancers, like we're all doing it for the love of it, like just for the love of dance, like getting away from the ego and just like being in tune with the music and just the quality of dance and improving ourselves as storytellers.
Yeah.
But just the etiquette itself, it's different like within the classroom, and I think it's just different how we learn in general, like coast to coast.
Interesting.
So like I feel like in New York it's a lot more family based.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely family overall in any dance studio.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like in New York it's a lot smaller. We have really small spaces, so like we're honestly like in each other's faces, so you gotta like be comfortable like in these in these small ass studio spaces. And you know, like we also like it's also like a hustle and bustle like culture.
I was gonna say it's hustle bustling out there.
Yeah, so like everyone's just like, you know, we in the trenches together, girl.
Period.
Like, and then in LA it's everyone's on. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just everyone's on, and this is rehearsal, like almost like in the classrooms, and like it's still a learning environment, 100%.
But it's on 10, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because people are coming from all over.
That is very true. There's people from out of the country even.
Yes, everyone's coming from all over. So like the perspective is like
shit.
Yeah, the perspective is like on go. Whereas in New York, it's like, hey girl, you taking Ryan or you taking Justin's class? Okay, girl. Like, yes.
Do you get international people in New York?
We do. Yeah, we do. And I feel like when I've actually asked them, like, hey, like, what brings you to New York?
Yeah.
And like some of them are just want to take like more foundational classes.
Oh wow.
So like let's say like they want to get foundational classes like in hip hop or in house or in Vogue, like places that like originated in New York. So
that is true. There is certain styles that definitely like originated in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like 100% on that spectrum in the class.
Yeah.
But whereas outside the classroom, it's kind of different too.
Yeah.
So like in New York, it's like, you know, we just finished class, but I feel like everyone kind of just goes their separate ways. New York is very busy. Like, you're not trying to be in the studio. It's very cramped and sweaty. Like, we're trying to go home. Kind of thing.
You know, I feel like I would fuck with that because I'd be trying to leave right after. I got to go.
But I got to catch the A train before it's like closed until like 11. And then you're stuck with the A. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's a different like ball game. And then I feel like my experience in LA outside of the classroom, everyone's a lot more collaborative. Like when it comes to like, because you guys like in a sense have the space for it.
Yeah.
So like, yo, I got my backyard. Let's go. Let's do some content. And it's like, damn, like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's a lot more open and like a lot more freeing and like willing to do it.
Yeah.
New York still definitely does their content, definitely does their visuals. But I just feel like it's a lot more easier because he has like, LA has a lot more resources.
Yeah, I mean,
just the space.
It's like
huge.
Studio City. Like we have this, you know what I mean? We have the major studios, the videographer. Well, there's videographers here, but I feel like all the major production stuff is here too.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
100%, girl. But yeah, that's like, in a nutshell, like different styles or like just the differences in like East Coast and West Coast.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like. That's just like my personal take on it.
Yeah, nice. Well, for major dance styles, I had somebody write in, shout out Rachy Rach. I hope I'm not butchering your Instagram name. She said that it's commercial heavy in the West Coast and theater heavy in the East Coast. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this, but every time I think of New York, I fucking think of Broadway. I know that there's a lot more out there than just Broadway. And then if I don't think of Broadway, I think of like Alvin Ailey. Like those are like my top.
Or just the Rockettes. Like
Rockettes next. Like that's my like top. You know what I mean? So I could see how that's like maybe possibly a heavy influence. But it sounds like when I'm talking to other people, it sounds like there's so much other culture too, like with hip hop or with influences from like Afro-Caribbean and things like that. Oh, and then you said ballroom Vogue, and I'm like, well, hello, yeah, didn't it originate there? Yes. And I feel like that's been like a style that like recently got popular out here, like in the last, I could be wrong, but I've seen it more in the last like 3 years, especially I think on TikTok, people love that, you know,
they
like
love it.
I always say Hurricane Katrina, like all of those TikToks, but like even classes, like I mean, maybe I'm not in the know, but I feel like I've recently seen more Vogue classes and more beginning Vogue classes out here. Is that something that was like normalized out there? Was there Vogue classes and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, definitely Vogue classes. I just feel like majority of the Vogue classes, well, it depends on like who's the who's the teacher, like who's
I could see that.
But I feel like you would have to follow like the choreographer, for their pop-ups, because there's not like a set
class.
Set class.
It's a lifestyle.
I feel like there's definitely one in like one of the studios called Perry Dance, but like not as much. Like it's more like I feel like it's almost still underground in a weird way.
I probably the authentic, like true, and not so like what we get out here. I mean, I don't know how the culture is out here, like the ballroom culture out here, but I'm pretty sure it originated in New York, right? Yeah. So I feel like they're probably they're trying to make it more of a thing out here just because it's gained popularity.
Yes.
I would love to. I have not. Have you ever taken a Vogue class?
I have.
I want to take a Vogue class.
I definitely need to like expand my training in Vogue. That's something one of my goals, like within, towards the end of the year and the year coming, like 2024. I just want to, I don't know. I love the essence.
Yeah.
I love the freeing, like, movement, like the style of movement. And it's just, yeah, I feel like it's a cute pocket. Like,
it is. And it looks hard. Voguers make it look easy, but that shit's hard. That shit's hard. Well, and then also, okay, so theater, like, have you ever been to a Broadway show?
Girl, it's been so long.
I want to go so bad.
I feel like I'm one of the East Coast, like, people that, I've definitely been to the Liberty State, like the Statue of Liberty, but like there's some people that be like, I ain't never been.
I'll do that corny shit.
And like, I feel like my last Broadway show was when I was like,
so young, huh?
Yeah, so young. Like, that's something like you kind of like do like as a kid, or like see the Lion King or something.
Oh my god, I would die as an adult right now.
Oh fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that. Super heavy based in theater, and I feel like that's just like also part of the culture too. Like,
yeah. Did you have any friends that did like theater, like those kind of styles? More so like hip hop, huh?
Mostly hip hop.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has a jazz foot, like in my group of friends. So heavy on jazz or like jazz funk.
And then also I had a student say how, Afro beats and dance hall. She said dance hall is super heavy out there too.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't remember where she particularly came from, but she said that it's like she's in San Diego and she's like, it's non-existent here. And I can attest, there's like no dance hall in San Diego.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how there's some classes here, but I don't know how authentic.
Saying. It's like majority like of the demographic and just.
It's the demographic of people.
Yeah.
That makes sense, huh?
Which makes like everyone's just kind of used to, or like that's like, that's just like in our nature, like in tune with that. But you know what's funny? Like, it's crazy because LA is still the hub of dance.
Yeah, huh?
LA is a huge hub. You have Millennium, that's like a huge, renowned like dance studio, and there's still like it still gives like all spectrums of dance.
Right.
But, there's still like like you have your foundational like in New York.
Yeah.
But I personally, just like from, living in both coasts, like East Coast and West Coast, I feel like there's still a scarcity almost.
I was going to say, I mean, you moved out here.
Yes.
To here. So
dance.
Do you have, is that, I'm not like that's the goal, but do you have a lot of other friends that are like, I'm trying to get out to LA?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. A lot of us are like, yeah, we need to go to LA again. Like, just because there's a lot of style. There's a lot more different styles of dance. So back to what I was saying about the differences in styles of dance, from New York. One thing I can say is there's not much heels choreography, like heels dance, like in New York.
There's
like
crazy.
Maybe like almost like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like choreographers, and like if not, like it's just like people taking class and like going to a pop-up or going to like a small session. But I feel like there's a lot more variety, like in LA.
Here,
yeah. In LA.
Wow, that's
so it's
crazy.
Specific
There's
styles
like
that you want to
so
like
many
thrive in.
Yeah,
100%.
And there's like so many heels, but then there's so many like different styles of heels. So I think of like Love, I think it's Love. She's like reggaeton heels, and then there's like technique heels, and then there's hip hop heels. There's like so many different styles. Wow, I didn't think about that. That's crazy that heels is not. It's so popular here.
I know.
There's so many damn heels classes. Damn.
That's honestly like one of my goals. Like here, like I wanted to improve in my heels training. Like I wanted to like have heels like down packed or just like to the point where I'm just comfortable in a heel. Because I'm still learning. 100% like as a student and just like as an individual, like within this whole process, this whole charades of you know the industry and just everything. But yeah, like it's an art. Like honestly, it's being in a heel is hard.
Shit, bitch.
And it's crazy because coming from like dance hall, African fusions, and just Caribbean culture, like in general, like it's very grounded. So like honestly, majority of us are like barefoot. Like when you really think back into like taking these classes and like where they originated from, like all of our styles are very grounded. So going to LA and kind of like taking these different styles of dance, it's a culture shock for sure. So it's an adjustment.
I feel like I see that when I see you dance, because we took Heaven like last week. Was that Heaven's? And she did hip hop heels, and you was killing it. Like
that, yeah.
And all of my training is like ballet, like jazz, like that's my like background, and so I feel like very up. And so whenever I have to do like a heels or something that's so like hip hop and down, I'm like, child, I'm falling everywhere. But you was killing it, because and Monet too. Monet took class. Yes. Y'all was killing it. I feel like you guys have that strong, like, grounded background. Is the majority, would you say that, like, hip-hop or, like, more rhythmic classes like that are, like, the big classes out there? Like, is there, like, a hip-hop at every single hour, kind of like how there's, like, a jazz funk or a heels class every single hour here? Or is it pretty well-rounded between all of those?
Pretty well-rounded.
Pretty well-rounded. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice. For major dance studios, one of my students, shout out Rosie. Hey, girl. Hi, Rosie. So Rosie said there is more availability on the West. She said she used to have to drive into D.C. every time she wanted to take class. I needed to find, I wanted to, Rosie, where are you from, girl? So, yeah. But having to drive into another state, I'm assuming, or DC is a district. But anyways,
DC's far.
To take classes, that's crazy.
Honestly, that's very true.
No way. Yeah. What are the major studios out there? Like, what are some of the big ones?
So I feel like everyone knows Broadway Dance Center.
Okay.
And I feel like for New York, that's like basically LA's Millennium.
Okay, got you.
And then we have Brick House right on Times Square, which is a lot more like family oriented, and it's just like a lot of like pop-up workshops that go on like in Brick House. So like any LA based choreographers, like
they go out there.
Yeah, they go to like either like Brick House or Broadway Dance Center. But we have studios called Perry Dance. We also have Modega, which is more of a newer dance studio, but it's like gaining a lot more popularity. Yeah. It's almost like the same vibe as 88.
Oh, okay.
So like
it's New Kid on the Block.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Kid on the Block. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Nice. Those are the main ones.
Yeah. We have also like a small studio that just reopened up. It's called PJM Dance Studio. Mm-hmm. And that's like on in Long Island City. So,
gotcha.
We have these studios, but I feel like choreographers like to do a lot of workshops. So like I feel like in LA, everyone has like a slot or like a shift that they usually take, and like that's their slot, and then they kind of stick to it. Whereas in New York, it's still, they still have like their own studios, but majority of them are always doing workshops or pop-ups, like Saturdays and Sundays. Like, hey, I'm doing this workshop, round 3 of blah, blah, blah. And like everyone just gets in and jumps in. And I will say though, the studios are so small.
Ah!
So
So
small.
small,
Like
really?
a shoebox girl. Like
The ones out here are bigger.
yes.
Shut
100%,
up.
100%.
Even maybe like 88 small room.
Yes. Like that.
Damn.
Around.
And how many people be fitting in there?
50.
Holy shit.
They'll go to maximum, like max capacity.
Wow.
Everyone is sweating.
Well, so that's interesting. So that goes into our next topic because like a couple episodes ago, we were talking about how I don't like to be packed in here like sardines. Well, guys, just know that you're very spoiled on the West Coast because it sounds like that's normal on the East Coast. So,
Girl.
and do you guys complain? Not that I'm calling us complainers, but I've heard so many teachers say you guys are so spoiled on the West Coast. You guys are so spoiled in LA. And
y'all are spoiled.
look, we have a lot of variety. We have the big, pretty studios. We're always filming. And it's not like that everywhere. Like people fly here to get that. So just saying.
You're like,
I'm just throwing it out there. But like, yeah, I mean, is that like a complaint? Like, fuck, I can't see. Like, da 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 da. Or is it just kind of like, girl, get in where you fit in?
get in when you fit.
Get in where you fit in. Like, it's
Everyone look at you like,
child. If you don't.
yeah.
So, okay, so is there a lot of, like, do choreographers do the thing where they're like, everybody switch sides, front go to the back, or like front half go down? Like, is there a lot of that at all, or is it kind of just like, yo, just get in, figure it out?
I think it depends on the choreographer.
Okay.
But, majority of them, like, switch around the room.
Okay.
And first line, like, first half line, like, slip down and all stuff. So.
Okay, so they're not going to completely lead you astray.
Yeah.
But
nothing crazy.
But
definitely, like, it's a given. Like, if you want a good spot, you got to come early.
Oh, don't be coming in late.
Yes. But at the same time, it's weird because we're still going to come in late. Because, like, the train, the traffic, like, I'm stuck on the Lincoln Tunnel, like, everything. Somebody crazy outside.
Right.
Like, it's like, you, like, think about it. Like, you're in Times Square, so, like, there's a lot going on. So, like, people are, like, I don't want to say often late, but that definitely does happen a lot.
Interesting. What's so funny? Because I lived in San Francisco for a year or 2 years. And I've never been to New York, but I wonder if that's how, like, if I was close to that kind of culture with, like, I'm walking through the city, like, I have all my, like, jackets and my scarf and everything, and I'm going up to the studio.
Everyone's, like, speed walking.
Yeah, and, like, coming in, you're all wet because it was raining outside, and then you just, like, fumble into class, and, like, Ray Studio was a good side. They had two, but it did feel very, like, I'm city girl, like, as opposed to, like, here, child, I'm pulling up in my comfy car with my yerba mate.
Yes.
I get a good parking spot. I'm coming in. I'm chilling.
Y'all are comfy.
We are comfy. We're spoiled out here. I hope you guys understand that. We really are. I got to tell myself that, too, every time. I don't want to go to class. Bitch, they don't even have class some places.
Yes. And I actually have a friend right now, like, he's in Virginia, and, like, majority, like, I don't think there's too much studios, like, where he's, like, in his area right now. But he usually takes, like, online classes. But, like, here or there, like, he definitely, like, drives to New York or, like, takes a flight to New York just for training.
How far is that drive, Virginia to New York?
I think the drive might be like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
But I think he usually flies. I have no idea. I had to ask.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even like San Diego, when I lived in San Diego, I was still driving up to LA. And I mean, we have classes in San Diego and stuff too, but we have to just understand we're spoiled here in LA, guys. Like, sometimes we just, we're gonna suck shit up. I'm talking to myself, okay?
You know what, also, just the style too, like clothing wise, swag, all that
is different. It's different.
It's
No, seriously. Question. Filming, is that like a huge thing out there? Like it is here? I feel like it's the whole production here.
Yes.
It is. Okay, so that's everywhere. Okay, so that's everywhere, guys. Like the pulling out the fog machines and the lights and the nail.
So I feel like it's a huge production here in LA. Like, y'all got the whole equipment going. Like, y'all got Warner Brothers over there. Like, y'all got everything. Y'all got everything.
We do.
And then when it comes to New York, it's like, or just like the East Coast in general, like we definitely have like our cameras and like we have our videographers and like just even the styles of like videotaping is like still the same. But I also feel like it just depends on like who you have as a videographer. But I feel like I feel like maybe like the studios here in LA and just the choreographers like kind of like invest more into their videographers and like their production and like, you know, if they're putting on a showcase and stuff, like they definitely like, you know, go like the upper like
the whole 9 yards, the extra mile,
all that, the upper notch, all that. But yeah, like in terms of just filming in class, yeah, it's like throughout, like that's like the same.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
the same
everywhere.
like coast to coast.
Talking in class is pretty much the same. Kikiing.
I'm not gonna lie, like we be chatting.
Y'all be chatting.
Yeah, cause
it's a little quiet here sometimes.
It's like, oh my god, hey girl, like what are you eating today? Oh my god, like it's just definitely kikiing. Like we are kikiing. And I feel like just on the East Coast, like, you know, it's definitely like a lot more family oriented than like some studios, and then whereas like in LA, everyone's just like kind of like on go and just like
it feels like an audition at all times.
Like people are here to get booked.
That is true.
And that is like the end all be all, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it comes to East Coast, we gotta do a lot like better on just etiquette, like in class. Like it's because like we're very comfortable with each other, and like we're outspoken. We're gonna speak our mind. Like this is my friend. Like girl, what are you doing after this? Like kind of thing. And sometimes like to the choreographers, like that's just rude. Like what are you doing? And like sometimes that could be misconstrued as if like we're not paying attention or we don't want to be here.
Right.
And I feel like just like being in these two different settings, like coast to coast, is kind of like, all right, like I am in class, I am training. This is my time.
Yeah. You got to change the whole.
I paid $22 for this class.
No.
Like,
not my lunch money.
Right.
Do they do a lot of like here in LA? It's like, oh, the artist is coming, so it is like a mini, like, but it's not an audition, you guys. It's just class. But they bring out the artists and stuff. Like, do you guys do a lot of that there?
Actually, no.
Is that like a LA thing?
That's a LA thing.
Because the artists are all living here and hanging out. And
I feel like...
Because that be happening a lot. Sometimes I just want to take class and it's fucking... Somebody's coming. I'm like, never mind. Let me not... I'm just trying to chill. Y'all doing too much. It's stressful.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is stressful.
It is stressful.
And sometimes I do feel that. Like, I just want to take class.
Yeah.
And just learn and just grow. Like, I have some days where I'm like, I'm going to this person class. I forgot to mention, like, one of my favorite dance teachers that I'm taking right now, like, in LA is, like, Karan Lin.
Yeah.
Like, and I believe he's also from Jersey, too. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like a familiar vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, my God, yes. Like, yes.
I'm home.
Yeah, it's like a home away from home. So I'm like, yes. And I, sometimes I'm just like, I want to like practice like being in that setting of like audition and just,
right. Because it is a muscle to practice too.
Yeah, just a muscle, right. And then sometimes I'm just like, I want to take class and I just want to soak everything in and just be a sponge. Like
that's me right now. I'm like, no cameras, no filming. I just want to.
I want to be in the art and just kind of not take myself too serious.
Right. Yes.
And I feel like that's so hard as a dancer, like to not take yourself too serious. Because at the end of the day, yes, I want to be booked. I'm trying to go on tour.
And that's on period.
I'm trying to go.
You heard it here first, ho.
So yeah, like that's always the goal. But at the same time, like this is a journey. Like the
And
marathon,
you like dancing,
girl.
right? Like, it's like, I like dancing. Like, let me remember why I
love
like
it.
dancing.
And that's sometimes it's like, you know, it takes away from the essence when you're just on all the time.
It's hard. Yeah, it is. You said even dressing for class. So like, do we be dressing different? You think in your opinion?
Y'all are like,
Are we the most? Is it too
y'all
much?
are like in class, ready, like dressed down. Like,
Dress damn.
dressed down. Like someone, I swear to God, everybody got the baggy pants. Like I had to get mine from Shein. I was like, girl, like
Bitch, I be on Amazon every week trying to. I was about to ask you where your pants are.
I got it from Shein, girl.
Okay. Seriously.
So yeah, like I feel like everyone's like within like the baggy pants is a staple here. Like
Look, my first hip hop class here, I showed up in a not baggy shirt. Oh, I might as well have gone home. I looked crazy. I was like, oh, I didn't know.
I feel like yeah, so it's like super trendy
So trendy.
in class. Like
The sets.
yeah, like everyone's like just well put together, like everything. East Coast is definitely like swaggy, like swagoo, like head to toe. I swear to God, I feel like the kick game, foot like
The
sneakers
shoe game go crazy.
Yeah, shoe game go crazy. But I also feel like majority when it comes to dance, or majority of our classes,
Right.
like when you're just taking class and just training in general,
Right.
we're in sweats and t-shirts.
Oh,
like
I would love that.
like 8 to 10, like 8 times out of 10, like we're in that like t-shirts
Just
and
comfy.
sweats. Like no one gives a fuck.
I feel like too, because the filming is so heavy. So it's like you
Right.
don't want to be on camera looking crazy. Like there's classes where I'm like, oh, now why was I wearing that? Like, you know what I mean? Where I'm just yeah.
Majority we have our phone like as like that's the camera. And it's like, all right, group 1.
Group one.
Yeah, that's it.
And then when we get high tech and put the phone on the gimbal.
Yeah, y'all do even that. Like, that's too much. Like,
That's too much. I love it.
so yeah, like it's a lot more casual. But I feel like still like when the time is right and like there's there's
Right.
an audition and like a specific audition is going. Oh, people are going crazy. Like,
They're going crazy.
Like dressing the whole 9.
Dressing.
But majority 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, it's like t-shirts and sweats. Girl, what are you
Comfort.
doing? I look crazy. I don't care. Like,
Well, with self-expression, like, I shout out Fine Ass Rena. I think I'm saying your Instagram.
Pointe.
Okay, I think I'm saying your Instagram name correctly. She was just saying overall, dancers on the East Coast, like Detroit, I guess shout out Detroit, have so much soul in their movement. So even when it comes down to movement, like style and expression that way, ATL is more considered the South, huh? Yeah, I would think so. But I know that different regions I see, like especially like ATL, I'm like, there's so much soul. There's so much like a essence to their movement. When I see people in LA, they have that too, but it's much more polished, like you were
Yeah.
saying. Do you see more like artsy self-expression in like New York dancers, or is it different in any way?
yes.
Yes.
I can see that a lot in light feet.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, like artistic expression. Like
Yeah.
let's say when it comes to a freestyle, like that's usually like where everyone kind of gets into their pocket or like their soul. So
That's
like
so
there'd be like
cool.
a specific pocket where everyone's kind of like gets that crowd going and like, you know, really feels that passion for dance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, and I can see like, you know, LA's a lot more refined with that.
It's very
like
refined.
You kind of like you still have that, but take it down a notch. It's like more of a fusion than anything.
It's so, oh my God, with the fusion classes.
yeah, it's a lot more of a fusion than just like raw emotion.
But yeah, raw.
Cause like it's just a lot more in your face, like on the East,
Yeah.
and I feel like sometimes it can be a little sporadic.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to moves, like even myself, like I have that issue of like, you know, Given like my like energy's like 110, and it's like, girl, you need to tone it down. And that's what I'm currently working on, toning it down and just having to that pocket where it's like it's still full out.
Yeah.
Like to the point where like the back row of a stadium can still see you.
Yeah.
But it's still clean and there's still that cleanliness.
I feel like that's why I like dancing next to you, because you've been making me dance like harder, dance bigger,
more.
Like, yes. Oh, I have Wednesdays off coming up, so I want to take Kron's class with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Those
are one of the classes I will say are packed.
Oh, really?
And they kind of remind me of home.
Come early.
Like, come early, girl.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm ready. I'm excited.
They be packed.
It's interesting because I did have somebody write in. Shout out Pete at 88. We were talking about the differences of how dancers appear on Instagram, like their overall like social media presence. And Pete said, I feel like people have a super artsy appearance online in the East Coast. An example, wearing thrifted clothes or baggy pants. In LA, it seems like people have a very put together look for class. And when it comes to posting, they seem more clean cut and professional.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like going back, it's like even like the filming, like you guys have like the big production or the big cameras going on. So it's like, you got this 4K lens, girl. Like,
right,
you got this 4K lens.
We do that on the widescreen and shit.
You see everything.
Yes.
And then on the East Coast, it's like, you know, I got my iPhone. I got my iPhone, or you got the iPhone 12. You know, like that's about it. Like, and quality, you know, still the same, and but you still feel that vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. It's like a lot more polished, or like a lot more commercial, because it's fitting to like that need. And I honestly, I don't think it's necessarily like you don't want to do it. Like, oh, right. I'm an artist. Like, I ain't, you know, right. I don't care for.
I'm so artist.
Yeah. It's like, just like there's a lot more resources here. And it's like, you know,
that's the culture.
Yeah, it's like there's still like holes in the walls, like for New York, and there's still love within that, because that's where, like, you know, there's a lot of soul, like when it comes to just like the small things in the city. But I feel like that's why we, I guess, care less. Of like just like the profile, what it looks like. It's like, girl, I like to dance. Like, this is it. This is me. Like,
I love that.
No, you know?
Right. And
and like this is it. But there's a, like, I feel like for every dancer in general, wherever, like, doesn't matter like where you're from, like there's a change in perspective, or like there's a switch in perspective of just like you know, you have like your feedback where you take your privates like with someone, and like they trying to like challenge your norm. Yeah. You know? And like that's the norm like in New York. Right. But when you get outside of like, you know, that bubble of just like where you are like at home, you see a whole different spectrum of what you think is your normal.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I feel like, and like LA, like just dancing like from your soul, not that, like I said, not that we don't have that here, but I feel like we are, like I said, so polished that it's hard to bring that out sometimes, like when you want to just dance and find that like for yourself, you know, and not have to worry about like the image. Yes. Yes. Pete was saying, and then we were talking about it earlier, how even auditions, like they'll not even necessarily like, so here in LA, it's like get in the front, look polished, look the best, assert yourself, assert your confidence, show that you want to be here, and you'll get, you know, picked if you put your best foot forward. But he was saying that it might not even be the person in front. Like, that's almost looked down upon. It's going to be the artsy motherfucker in the back. You know what I mean? Who was just killing it the whole time.
It's like, where were you? Like, this whole time?
And like here, it's like
he's like doing crazy,
go crazy in the corner, and like here, it's like, yeah, go to like go to the front. Like, I think that, like, the last audition I went to, I was like, get the fucking front. Make sure y'all can see me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy. So, yeah, you were saying that it is like that.
Yeah, like, on the East, it's like, you know, like, who has, like, that pocket, that, like, essence.
They don't need to stand in the front.
Right. Like, it's almost like I'm here. I'm in my bubble. I'm about to, like, get comfortable, and then I'm really.
They'd be like, look at him in the back. He's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at homie in the back.
He cooking in the back.
Cooking.
And then out of nowhere, when it's like smaller groups, that's when you're like seeing these. Like,
people been popping out now.
Right. And I'm like, wow.
Where you been this? Wow.
I've been looking crazy because it's like, damn. But you know what's also insane too? Like, going back to, like, you know, the polished look and, like, everyone's, like, kind of put together, the sets, all that.
Right.
People are, like, sweating, drenched, like, just in class, like, at Ripley. Just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just kind of.
Yeah, I'm like, people don't sweat here because I be sweating.
But it's just, like,
they was dancing.
Yeah, because it's, like, it's such a tight space. And then once you get to the small groups, like, you definitely see, like, storytelling, that, like, movement quality is insane. And that's who they normally pick. They're like, yeah.
Ooh, it's kind of, I wonder, like, I mean.
But,
you know.
however, I did go to the audition, and I did actually have the experience where I did really well. Mm-hmm. I was, like, you know, cutting in my bag. I didn't care where I was, like, place, front row,
here in
New York.
Okay,
New York.
Okay.
And I did really well. Like, with the combo, like, I felt comfortable with it, and, like, I was even, like, felt comfortable with, like, storytelling, like, facial expressions, all that to the nine. And I asked the choreographer because he didn't, like, select me, so I actually wanted to have feedback.
Right.
I'm very upfront. Like, I don't like the like, oh, like, is that rude, or like,
no.
I want to improve. So, like, it's not coming from, like, an ego, like, standpoint.
Right.
I just want to, like,
get better.
Yeah, I just want to be better, do better. And the comment that I received was, you just needed to have, like, audition clothes. Like, you just needed to change your clothes. And
Damn.
I was like, what? Like,
and that was in New York, huh?
Yeah. So, like,
wow.
It's a shift. Like, it just depends on.
Was that a West Coast choreographer?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, I feel like it's like we're striving for better, because I feel like that's a common that's a comfortability that, like, New York is, like, or just the East Coast is stuck with. And it's like, okay, like, we got to do better. Like, if we got to take things, like, a lot more serious.
Trying to make y'all more commercial in that aspect, huh?
Right, yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. And yeah.
I kind of like, I don't know. I am when I take classes, I do like to hang out in the back. I'm like,
I just want to, like, be comfortable with my body and, like, my movement, because everything is, like, a different language. And I definitely had that experience with classes here, like, where I'm like, oh, what? Like, I looked so strange, and it felt so weird in my body, and it was just like, I have to adjust.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's a culture shock for sure.
100%. You have to come.
I am obsessed. I want to go to New York so bad. Like, I don't know. I have to figure. I'm gonna convince Aaron. We'll just go for, like, a weekend or something. I want to go so bad. I want to see a Broadway show, but I want to take class too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take classes too. And then content creation. So yeah, you were saying, like, we have all the bells and the whistles, but people still be doing content there though. Yeah. Is there, I mean, and I feel like I still see people, like, get flown out to New York to do jobs out there, like dance jobs and stuff. Is it live shows?
Live
it's more
shows,
like live, huh?
Live shows, or the aesthetic for New York.
Of being, like, in New York.
Yeah, because, like, we have like the open brick walls. It's a lot more rustic feel, industrial, and
the, like, city.
Yeah, just in the city. So I feel like that's a common theme with, like, visuals and, like, just, like, any like dance projects.
If they're going out to New York, it's specifically because it's for New York.
Yeah, like for that
Right.
industry like industrial vibe.
Right. Because here we have all the sets, like you said, we have Warner Brothers, we got Netflix, we got all the studios, we have all the space, we do, everything's filmed here,
We have studios, like obviously for filming, like nice hack is like always Pure Space, like booking things through there.
Okay.
But like it's a lot more of that like aesthetic, like if you're going for. And a lot of more live shows.
Live shows. That's what I feel like. Whenever I see people get flown out for jobs, it's like the live daytime shows and all those kind of performances,
like Jimmy Kimmel or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of jobs and opportunities, so I mean, you have your pocket of friends and stuff out there. What are the kind of dance jobs and like dance goals do they have? I mean, is it like professional NBA teams? Is it Rockettes? Is it Broadway? It's coming out to LA?
It's all of those.
It's all of those. Okay.
Literally all of those. I feel like majority, no, I wouldn't say majority, but like a lot of our friends, like, you know, if you're staying at home, like we would strive for the NBA like dance team.
Yeah.
And like auditioning for those.
Right.
If not, it would just, you know, everyone wants to be signed and just kind of
that's a normal thing out there too.
Everyone wants to be signed and just have the opportunity to like go somewhere else. We love New York, but like we want to get out.
Interesting.
At the same time. Like I love Jersey and I'm a Jersey girl.
Okay, girl.
But like I need to get out. That's why I'm here. Like,
That's why you're here.
I need to like get out and just kind of explore what's out there and what's else, and like kind of I want that challenge and like that, you know, reboot and like to that new chapter and just kind of explore myself as an artist. So.
That's crazy because I feel like there's so many people here that are complacent. Maybe not complacent. I don't want to use that word because it maybe has a negative, but they're comfortable staying here. And people are like, oh my God, I've been here for like
stagnant.
7 years. Yeah,
It's
stagnant.
stagnant.
Yeah. Because like we have everything here. Everything's done here. You know what I mean? It's comfortable to be here. So interesting. Beautiful. Well, we covered everything, and I'm sure I'll bring you back for another part 2 because I feel like there's so much. We have to do like a after I visit New York, and then I can really get the culture and like really give some 2 cents too. I love it.
And that's just with dance.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's on period. That's just dance. That's not even the real culture. Like, let's be real. Like the clubs and the food. The food. Ooh, I'd be so excited for the food. What's the good food out there?
I love going to Brooklyn and going to Bushwick, Flatbush, and just getting a nice like Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh shit!
And get my mac and cheese, get my festivals or my oxtails.
Oh my God!
I love going to Noches de Colombia, which is like a Colombian spot, and they get like the flank steaks.
Oh my God!
Like, yellow rice with plantains. Oh my God! And there's everything. Hot pots.
I love hot pot.
Like in K-Town, like we also have K-Town here. In New York too. So it's like there's just a plethora of food.
Oh.
And I miss pizzas for $1.
A pizza's for $1?
Yes.
Whole ass pizza?
No, just a slice.
Oh, a
like
slice.
A pizza slice is $1.
I would fuck up a pizza for $1.
Like, that is something quick and easy, like when you're on the run, because everyone's on that hustle and bustle. You just get $1. Thank you, and just dip. Like, you're on your way. So wherever you need to go. And I am fed. And that's, I feel like that's always, for me, just being here, it's like, I gotta drive.
Yeah, we gotta drive everywhere here. And then you have to have a car here.
And then out of nowhere, when I'm trying to order a slice or order pizza, it's like $10.
It is. Especially LA. Don't even.
And then the excuse is, well, the cheese is imported from Italy.
Imported?
And the arugula is from, what?
It's bougie here. And not even, oh my God, don't even, like LA versus San Diego is like a whole different. Have you been to San Diego?
I haven't.
Ugh, it's paradise.
Damn.
But it's like, I don't know. It's more
That's the
expensive
Bay.
here.
That's considered the Bay?
No, San Diego's south.
Okay.
So south, like, oh, love San Diego. So I lived there for like the last 10 years.
Okay.
It's best city ever. I swear to God. Weather, the quality of life, so clean, but it's too comfortable. It's not a lot of dancing,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
like, but Bay Area is, it's interesting because, yeah, have you been up to San Francisco yet?
I haven't.
Oh, man, we got to take you up there,
Yes,
too.
can we do a weekend?
Yeah, we
Girl.
go to, like, Napa Valley and shit, do wine taste. Look, we about to plan our whole ass trip. I'm going to go to New York. She about to go to the Bay. We about to go to San Diego. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's like, and then, yeah, we have to just take different dance classes in different places because they are all so different. Have you been to Vegas?
Yes, I have been.
Okay. Have you ever taken dance classes out there yet? Okay. Yeah. Neither have I. And that's my next, like, where we would probably live next. And I want to get into that dance culture. But I keep hearing good things about, like, that's another hub for
Yes,
dancing and
I've
stuff,
heard
too.
of it, too.
Atlanta, too. Have you been to Atlanta?
I have been to Atlanta, but not for dance.
Fuck. See, and there's a
And
lot of
Houston,
content
Dallas,
creation out
too.
there.
Like, this is
Dallas, too.
This is just like East Coast and West Coast, but there's such like hubs everywhere. Like,
Yeah. No,
that
we
we
really
still
do
have
got
to
to do like
explore.
day trips and like do like 48 hours here and then do our little analysis on the dance culture and the food and shit. Oh my God. I love it. Beautiful. So you guys already know there's about to be like part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Established. But before I do my little this or that with Brenda, because, you know, we like to do that with our guests. I do want to remind you guys, if you guys want to follow her, I will link all of her information in the show notes below. And then also follow her Bossyboutique. Okay, get you something nice to wear, girl. So I'll put all of that information in the links below. You guys already know. But let's do this or that. So I'm going to give you a this or that, and you're going to pick one. Okay, a little rapid fire. Okay, here we go.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I always love these answers. Okay.
Don't put me on the spot though.
They're going to be hard, friend. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Coke or Pepsi?
Oh.
Ooh.
Pepsi.
Pepsi. What?
Yes.
Okay, so East or West?
East.
Coast. East Coast. Okay, I can understand that. You were born and raised there. I'll let that one slide. Okay, cool. Ice Spice or Sexy Red?
Oh. Oh.
I know. I know.
It is hard.
I know.
Oh, I just have you like my voice in my head right now. I ain't gonna lie. I am gonna say Ice Spice.
Oh,
I know
shit.
it's biased. It's so
The ski.
I know.
Ice Spice. It's okay.
But when she hits that deli, like that is definitely like.
Where's she from?
She's from the Bronx.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, she's consistent. Shots of tequila, shots of vodka.
Shots of tequila.
Shots of period. And that's why we're friends.
Yeah, cause what?
And that's why we're friends. Sexy heels classes or hip hop heels classes?
Sexy heels.
Sexy heels.
Sexy.
Okay, this is gonna be the hardest one.
Okay.
You going on tour with Cardi B or you going on tour with Nicki Minaj?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Nicki Minaj.
Nice. I'd pick you, Nicki, too.
Yeah. Nicki. I'm a barb.
Okay.
Like I be going bar for bar. Like.
Can I get that chunk? Can I get that rip? Let's not start that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to speak to you next week. Make sure you send this over to a dancer, artist, or athlete who is from the East Coast, from the West Coast, so we can learn a little bit about each other. And I will talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.